Imagine standing at the edge of time, gazing into the vast cosmos, and asking the universe a question as simple as it is complex. Which lands, which peoples, have held the power of the world in their hands throughout history? If the stars could answer, if the galaxies could whisper, they might tell us stories of empires rising like supernovae, burning bright before fading into the darkness, leaving echoes across the continuum of time. uraBeyond.
Who I am. I'm not of this earth. What you don't know, I've known since birth.
In the 1st century, the Roman Empire dominated the known world, stretching from the sands of Africa to the forests of Germania, from the windswept shores of Britannia to the sunlit coasts of the Mediterranean. Rome's legions marched with precision that rivaled the movements of planets. Their laws, their roads, their aqueducts were threads in the fabric of civilization itself, weaving an order that the stars might recognize as early human mastery over chaos. And yet, even Rome, mighty as it was a fleeting light, destined to fracture as internal strife and external invasions pulled its brilliance into shadow. By the 2nd century, Rome still held its power, its apex of territorial expansion mirrored in the symmetry of planetary orbits. The Pax Romana, the Roman peace, allowed art, science, and philosophy to flourish. Humanity's gaze reached for the heavens in thought, if not in travel, and the empire seemed eternal, a constant star in a sky of mortals. Yet the universe, in its patient observation, knew that even the most luminous stars burn out, and that no power remains fixed forever. The 3rd century brought the turbulence of decline. Rome fractured into warring factions, and the cosmic balance shifted. New powers stirred in distant lands. Persia under the Sassanids, in the east, rising like a nova of ambition. Their influence extended across Mesopotamia and beyond, a gravitational force pulling trade, culture, and conflict into their orbit. Meanwhile, Rome's legacy splintered, reminding us that even the mightiest entities are subject to entropy, and that the galaxy cares not for empires, only for their echoes. In the 4th century, the Eastern Roman Empire, Byzantium, became the beacon of civilization. Its capital, Constantinople, stood like a city of stars, bridging continents and ideas. While Western Europe struggled in the shadows, Byzantium's culture, religion, and law radiated across seas, influencing lands far and near. Here, the universe might have seen a rare stability, a civilization orbiting centuries with grace and precision, yet always under the unseen tides of cosmic destiny. The 5th century marked the collapse of the Western Roman Empire. The power vacuum reshaped Europe, and new kingdoms emerged like scattered asteroids, clashing and coalescing in chaotic patterns. The Huns, the Goths, and other tribes carved paths through the remnants of Rome, their migrations creating ripples across the terrestrial plane. The universe observes these transformations not with judgment, but as inevitabilities, each shift part of a cosmic rhythm that has no preference, only motion. By the 6th century, the Byzantine Empire, under Justinian, reached for its peak once more, codifying law, building monuments, and reclaiming parts of the West. Byzantium shone like a supermassive star in an otherwise turbulent galaxy. Across the desert sands, the Sassanids continued to hold sway, creating a celestial dance of conflict, diplomacy, and trade. The world's power was no longer singular. It was a duet, a gravitational interplay, each empire affecting the orbit of the other, a mirror to binary stars in the cosmic expanse. The 7th century witnessed the rise of a new force, the Islamic Caliphate. From the sands of Arabia, it expanded like a wave of cosmic energy, rapidly encompassing the Middle East, North Africa, and parts of Europe and Asia. Its speed and cohesion The sophistication of administration, culture, and science resembled a cosmic jet slicing through the inertia of previous centuries. Humanity glimpsed how a civilization, like a comet, could traverse vast distances of time and space, leaving trails of influence that endure long after its initial burst. In the 8th century, the Abbasid Caliphate rose, with Baghdad as a star of intellect and culture in the night sky of human history. Mathematics, astronomy, philosophy, and literature thrived under its protection. The universe might see this as the emergence of consciousness reflecting upon itself, humanity reaching upward, exploring the patterns of stars while remaining grounded on Earth. Here, knowledge was power, and power was light, shining brightly in the cosmic darkness. The 9th century brought the Tang Dynasty in China, whose influence radiated across East Asia. Trade along the Silk Road connected continents like constellations joined by invisible threads. The Tang's innovations, poetry, governance, and art created an orbit of stability and enlightenment. As they ruled, the universe watched a civilization harnessing culture as energy, as though drawing power from the very fabric of existence, learning to thrive in harmony with its cosmic environment. By the 10th century, Europe entered the early medieval period, fragmented, yet brewing future stars of power. Meanwhile, in the East, China remained a gravitational center of culture, with empires projecting influence across neighboring regions. The universe witnesses, patiently, as human societies form, dissolve, and reform, like galaxies merging and colliding, chaotic, yet patterned in ways only cosmic time can reveal. The 11th century saw the rise of the Song Dynasty in China, the consolidation of the Holy Roman Empire in Europe, and the spread of Islam into North Africa and Spain. Each of these civilizations generated their own spheres of influence, their own energetic footprints, casting long shadows that reached across the terrestrial and intellectual planes. Humanity learned to adapt, innovate, and expand, as if echoing the larger expansions of matter and energy across the universe. The 12th century brought the Crusades, Europe's religious fervor projecting power across the eastern Mediterranean. In the east, powerful empires continued to flourish. The Seljuks in Persia, the Song in China, each engaged in a gravitational tug-of-war of commerce, warfare, and diplomacy to the universe. These centuries appear as the oscillations of celestial bodies, each tug influencing trajectories in subtle yet profound ways. In the 13th century, the Mongols emerged, a force of nature in human form, sweeping across Asia and Europe like a cosmic storm. Genghis Khan's empire altered the gravitational field of continents, forging unprecedented connections, trade, and conflict. The universe observes the rise and fall of empires with impartiality, measuring their influence not by morality, but by impact, by the ripples they leave in time-space, much like gravity waves passing through the cosmos. By the 14th century, Europe grappled with the Black Death, and the Mamluks held Egypt and the Middle East in relative stability. The universe might interpret these disruptions as entropy asserting itself, reminding civilizations that even amidst human ingenuity, randomness, disease, and cosmic luck shape outcomes. The interplay between human effort and universal forces becomes clear. Power is temporary, fragile, yet capable of immense brilliance. The 15th century saw the rise of the Ottoman Empire, connecting continents, dominating trade, and projecting influence with unmatched efficiency. In Europe, the Renaissance began to unfold, rediscovering classical knowledge like starlight previously hidden behind clouds of dust. The universe sees civilizations as stars in a vast galaxy. Some shine briefly, some shine for millennia, but all leave photons, echoes, and gravitational ripples, marks upon the cosmic fabric. In the 16th century, Spain became a superpower, discovering the New World, spreading influence across oceans, and building wealth from the colonies. Portugal followed closely, with its maritime innovations, navigating distant oceans as if charting cosmic trajectories. These centuries demonstrate how exploration and expansion mirror the universal drive toward discovery and expansion in both space and thought. By the 17th century, the Netherlands, England, and France competed for global influence. Colonization, trade, naval power, and scientific advancement determined which nations projected gravitational dominance across the Earth. The universe perceives these struggles like interacting celestial bodies, tugging upon each other, sometimes colliding, sometimes deflecting, yet always moving forward in accordance with natural laws. The 18th century brought the rise of Great Britain, dominating commerce, naval power, and industrial innovation. The Industrial Revolution began, altering the energy dynamics of human civilization profoundly. Humanity began harnessing fire, steam, and mechanics, echoing the cosmos in the way energy flows and transforms matter, shaping new possibilities for life and power. In the 19th century, Britain continued its dominance, yet the United States emerged, its power rooted in industrial capacity, innovation, and the vastness of its land. Nations now began to harness resources at unprecedented scales, reflecting cosmic processes of accretion, energy transfer, and entropy management on Earth itself. The 20th century witnessed 2 world wars, revolutions, and the rise of superpowers. By mid-century, the United States and the Soviet Union became the dominant forces, projecting influence across the planet and into space itself. The universe observed humanity launching satellites, exploring the moon, and stepping into the void, extending consciousness beyond a single planet. In the 21st century, global power is more complex and distributed. The United States remains influential. China rises as a technological and economic superpower. The European Union wields soft power, and other nations assert influence in regional and global arenas. Humanity navigates interdependence, technology, and climate, mirroring the intricate balance of forces in the cosmos itself. As we reflect on these centuries, one truth emerges. Power, like stars, is transient. Civilizations rise and fall. Empires expand and contract. Yet their marks, their achievements, and their failures ripple across time and space. If the universe could speak, it would tell us that mastery over Earth is temporary, that adaptation, knowledge, and wisdom are the true constellations, guiding humanity through the vast night. Every empire, every nation, every culture contributes a photon to the universe's story, an echo traveling across the cosmic dark. And yet, the cosmos does not judge, it observes, records, and waits. What lessons can humanity draw from this stellar history? Could we learn humility, cooperation, and foresight from the rise and fall of empires? Could our global civilization endure the tests of time, leaving a legacy not just on Earth, but perhaps in the stars themselves? As we look back through the stars and into the past, remember, every story leaves a mark on the universe. If you enjoyed the journey, make sure to like, subscribe, and join us again as we explore the unknown. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.